There's no way to tell children that grow up into humans apart from regular people like us. Oh, shut the fuck up. I'm pretty sure I was once a child. I remember 3rd grade. That person that I blocked, I think, followed me. Yeah. So that's cool. Don't worry, I'm only joking when I tell you to shut the fuck up, too. I promise. Okay, where am I going? What am I doing? What's going on? Oh. Okay, where the fuck am I going, though? For real. Ugh, pardon me. This isn't a door. Where did this come from? Pardon me. Okay, so I don't think it's anywhere around here. I know what she was doing. Oh, there we go. Cool. Oof. My son up here doing his best Batman impressions. Or would he be Commissioner Gordon? I think I'm Batman. I want to be able to look upon my son's face with my own eyes. Oh, I'm fucking over encumbered as shit, aren't I? Jesus Christ. Oh well.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
It wasn't always like this. It used to be different.
I can only imagine. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
Kellogg called me the backup.
Did he? Well, he was correct. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit.
Wouldn't
When
a
I
dead
had
body be
released
just
from
as
Vault
useful?
1,
Like, I know DNA doesn't hold up forever, but it
no
would definitely hold up
expectations
for,
that you'd
you know,
survive
if
out
frozen
here in all
cryogenically
this,
for
to not only do so,
several
but
thousands
manage
of
to
years?
find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out?
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you? As it
Well, yeah,
has
there was no
ever
reason to kill my husband, but there was also no reason to
Would you
keep
even
me
survive?
alive.
Perhaps most curious to me,
They could have taken my DNA
you-
without keeping me alive.
after all this time, attempt to find me. And now I know the answer.
Sean, you need to know. I still love you.
I can see that you do. It's remarkable. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
There's always a risk. It was worth it.
I'm glad you see it that way. The railroad remains an annoyance, of course.
If they used a
But
dead
that'd be
body, they would have a
as
very limited
necessary.
sample, so I can
And you,
understand
well,
wanting live people.
you've
I
got
mean,
some
fair
touch.
enough, but once you sequence the
have done
DNA, you know what I mean? It should be good.
This is a token of my appreciation. Our appreciation, really. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
They probably have a clone of Sean. I mean, I know that they have synth clones of Sean, but like maybe organic ones. I don't know. Because the thing is that the synths, they're so synthetic organics, you know what I mean? Like the early synths seem a lot more mechanical, but they do call them synthetic organics. Person sickle. Also pulled a blade too and farmed you from a vac sack if they only wanted DNA. It seems gruesome enough for a Fallout faction to want to do it. Yeah, especially one that denies their own creations any amount of like free will, even though they designed them to be human-like and gave them the memories of the human.
Son,
Let's get this Directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's important.
Am I gonna have to sit down?
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is she doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure.
Bring your mommy to work
Exception
day
of
is what it is.
Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes.
Let your power armor loom
Rogers
over you
showed
like a
no additional
bodyguard.
threats beyond those previously
Yeah, I
reported.
unfortunately can't turn to
Boston
see him.
International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, Are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
Am I not in the conversation?
I have no idea what that is.
I'll admit I'm relieved. It's intended to be something of a classified project, which I'm sure means everyone already knows about it. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Sounds like an important step.
That's an understatement. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I am not overly fond of putting my own mother in harm's way, she has proven more than capable of handling herself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more
Get
subject
wrecked.
that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Please,
Can't be serious.
everyone, please, I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
You're carrying too much and can't run. Is that implying something about how the character is feeling about this meeting?
There must be something we can do to help you.
The only thing that matters now is continuing the
No, it's just
Institute's
letting me
work.
know that I need to get
It
back in
will
the
be
power
all right.
armor because I can't carry everything I'm
assure you,
holding.
we can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake.
I
The
can't believe I
Institute
just
cannot
found my
survive
son.
without leadership.
And he's
The
elderly.
Directorate must continue to govern with
now
the
he's
best interest of all in
dying.
mind. To that end, I am naming my mother as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
I'm naming my mother
Seems
as
a
my
poor
successor.
choice.
How can you possibly justify this? She isn't one of us. She isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my mother has already proven herself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting.
I run this fucker.
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing things with our genetically engineered
How
products.
weird is it to inherit something from your son, though?
It's my responsibility to make sure this place runs smoothly.
My son.
Our advances will, in time, change the world.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry, Mother. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's
Snoreboard
why
in it.
I made the decision. There's no
I'm sorry,
question
you've
that
got to
some
realize I've
of
never
you
actually seen
and
the
the
ending to
Institute
this
at
game,
large will need
and even if I had, I
reassurances about
would have never chosen the Institute,
I'd like you
so
to
I've
challenge
never
this
seen all of
week's
this dialogue,
operation.
so that's why I'm
Dr.
listening.
Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead for all of us, but for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Humanity's future is taking root right here.